So, what is the purpose of the flow divider in a turbine engine duplex fuel nozzle? Creates primary and secondary supplies. Creates the primary and secondary supplies. Fuel boost pumps are operated to provide a positive flow of fuel to the engine. The primary conditions that allow microorganisms to grow in the aircraft fuel tanks is the presence of water. Where is the main fuel strainer located in the aircraft fuel? At the lowest point in the fuel system. The function of the altitude compensating or aneroid valve used with Teledyne Continental fuel injection system on many turbocharged engines is to prevent an overly rich mixture during sudden acceleration. An aircraft carburetor is equipped with a mixture control in order to prevent the mixture from becoming rich at high altitudes. Where is the engine fuel shutoff valve usually located? Aft the firewall. A pilot reports that the fuel pressure fluctuates and exceeds the upper limit whenever the throttle is advanced. The most likely cause of the trouble is sticking fuel pump relief valve. Sticking fuel pump relief valve. Which curve, figure 6, which curve most nearly represents an aircraft engine's fuel-air ratio throughout its operating range? 2. 2 is correct because the rich mixture is provided by idling and scavenging is poor, and also for full power operation when extra fuel is needed for cooling. A fuel strainer or filter must be located between the tank outlet and the fuel metering device. Under which of the following conditions will the trimming of a turbine engine be most accurate? No wind and low moisture. Under which condition will trimming of a turbine be most accurate? No wind and low moisture. Which of the following best describes the function of an automatic mixture control? It compensates for change in the air density due to temperature and altitude. The device that controls the volume of the fuel air mixture to the cylinder is a throttle valve. What precautions should be taken when putting thread lubricant on tapered pipe plug in a carburetor flow bowl? Engage the first thread of the plug. Then put a small amount of lubricant on the second thread and screw the plug in. Engage the first thread of the plug and put a small amount of lubricant on the second thread. Screw the plug in. Which of the following statements concerning a centrifugal type fuel boost pump located in the fuel supply tank is not true? The Centrifugal type pump is classified as a positive displacement pump. That is false. A centrifugal pump is not a positive displacement pump. A positive displacement pump is one that moves a constant volume of fluid each time it revolves. A centrifugal pump can rotate without pumping any fuel if its discharge is obstructed. The fuel system of aircraft certificated in a standard classification must include which of the following? Positive means shutting off the fuel to all engines. A positive means of shutting off the fuel to all engines. Fuel systems of aircraft certificated in the standard classification must include which of the following? Positive means of shutting off the fuel to all engines. Which of the following turbine fuel filters has the greatest filter in action of any present-day filter type? Micron filter. The three most common type of fuel filters used in turbines are micron filter, wafer screen filter, plain screen mesh filter. Today they're asking about the micron filter, the greatest filter in action. The back suction mixture control system operates by varying the pressure acting on the fuel in the flow chamber. What could cause a lean mixture and high cylinder head temperature at sea level or low altitudes? Automatic mixture control stuck in the extended position. Which of the following best describe the function of an altitude mixture control? Regulates the richness of fuel or air charge entering the engine. Which of the following best describe the function of an altitude mixture control? Regulates the richness of the fuel or air charge entering the engine. An aircraft engine continuous cylinder fuel injection system normally discharge fuel during which stroke? Continuously, all. To determine the float level in the float type carburetor, a measurement is usually made from the top of the fuel in the float chamber to hardened surface of the carburetor. A 9-cylinder radial engine uses a multiple point priming system with a central spider. Will prime the cylinders 1, 2, 3, 8, and 9. The statement is true regarding the proper throttle rigging of an airplane. The throttle stop on a carburetor must be contacted before the stop in the cockpit. The throttle stop on the carb must be contacted for the stop in the cockpit. The Federal Aviation Regulation required the fuel flow rate for gravity system, main and reserve, to be 150 of the takeoff fuel consumption of the engine. Which of the following is not a function of a carburetor venturi? Regulates the idle system. Carburetor venturi has nothing to do with regulating the idle system of the carb. Venturi does proportion the fuel air mixture and limits the airflow at all throttle. Which of the following is least likely to occur during operation of an engine equipped with a direct cylinder fuel injection system? Backfiring. The throttle valve of flow-type aircraft carburetor is located between the venturi and the engine and the flow-type carburetor. If the flow-type carburetor becomes flooded, the condition is most likely caused by a leaking valve and seat assembly. A leaking needle valve and seat assembly. What occurs when the back section type mixture control is placed in the idle cutoff? The flow chamber will be vented to a negative pressure area. A punctured float in the flow type carburetor will cause the fuel level to rise and enrich the mixture. What component is used to ensure fuel delivery during periods of rapid engine acceleration? Acceleration pump. Acceleration pump.